There's nothing quite like the moment a platinum trophy pops. That little ping, the screen flash, and the feeling that you get when you finally conquered a game. But if you're just starting out in trophy hunting, looking at a 0% trophy list can feel overwhelming. Hundreds of games, thousands of trophies, and no idea where to begin. The good news, 2026 is actually one of the best times to ever start trophy hunting. There are more guides, more tools, and more communities than ever before. So if you're thinking about chasing your first platinum, here are 7 beginner tips I wish I knew before I started trophy hunting. Tip number 1 might sound obvious, but a lot of new gamers get this wrong. Start with a game you actually enjoy. When people begin trophy hunting, they sometimes jump straight into a massive grind. Something like Red Dead Redemption 2 with its 200-hour plus trophy list, multiplayer requirements, collectibles, you name it. That is a fast way to burn yourself out before you've even got your first platinum. Instead, take a look at your existing trophy list. Maybe there's a game you love playing but never cleaned up the collectibles. Start there. That first platinum should feel fun, achievable, and not like a second full-time job. Build the habit of finishing a trophy list first, then later you can start getting into those heavy grinds. Tip number 2 can save you a huge amount of frustration. Always check if the trophies are still obtainable before you start the game. With more and more live services and online games shutting down a month after release, yes, I'm looking at you, Highguard and Concord, trophy lists can become impossible surprisingly fast. And if you go back to older systems like the PS3 and early PS4 games, server shutdowns are incredibly common. And PS3 is notoriously known for having many games with multiplayer trophies. Before starting a trophy list, take the 30 seconds to pop on Google and just do a quick search to see if the servers are still live, because nothing hurts more than spending 30 hours plus on a trophy list only to find that there is potentially just one single trophy which is no longer obtainable. Now, this next tip might surprise some people. Use a guide, but not on your first playthrough. Trophy guides are one of the most powerful tools that gamers can use. Sites like PowerPix, PSN Profiles, PlayStation Trophies have incredibly detailed walkthroughs and trophy guides that you can follow and will save you a whole host of time. But here's the mistake that many beginners make, including myself. They load up the guide before even starting the game. Suddenly, they're not exploring, they're not experimenting, they're not enjoying the game, they're just following a checklist. And that can seriously drain the fun of a game quicker than anything. Instead, try this approach. Play the game naturally first time, like a blind playthrough. Just play the game for what it is. Enjoy the story, the gameplay, the surprises, the world. Then once you've finished the main experience, come back with a guide and clean up the remaining trophies. Yes, it may take a second playthrough, but the amount of games that I've had the story spoiled by just glancing at a guide is unbelievable. It also makes the game feel like a game instead of turning it into, again, like I said before, a checklist. This tip is a small quality of life feature that many players don't know existed, or I didn't, at least up until a few weeks ago. If you're on PlayStation 5, you can actually pin trophies to your screen while you're playing. This makes it easier to track progress during the long sessions. For example, when hunting trophies, I normally group them together. I do all the combat trophies, then the collectibles and exploration ones. So putting them together on a pin is a godsend. To do this, just open up your trophy card menu, hover over the trophy you want to track, and press square on it to pin. Now, this will always stay visible while you play. It might sound like a small feature, but when you're chasing dozens of collectibles or grinding combat challenges, it makes a huge difference. Alright, this tip is a little controversial. Stay away from shovelware. We all love the dopamine hit of a platinum trophy, that's why we're doing it. But some games are designed to purely hand out platinums in under a minute. You've probably seen them. Games where you press a button 20 times and suddenly you've got a platinum. Yes, it boosts the trophy count, but most trophy hunters will tell you the same thing. Those platinums are empty. They feel empty. They are empty. Part of the fun of getting a platinum is overcoming challenges, mastering the game, not just pressing a button for 15 seconds. Now, there is kind of one exception that a lot of people go with, and that's My Name is Mail. This game has basically become a community rite of passage, a community meme, and one that you actually have to have on your list. But generally speaking, if a game looks like it plays itself, it's not worth your time. Now, this tip might be the most important one of the entire video. It's okay to walk away from a trophy list. At some point, every gamer encounters a list that just stops being fun. Maybe the collectibles are ridiculous, maybe the grind is too long, maybe the gameplay simply isn't enjoyable anymore, and that's okay. The moment trophy hunting starts to feel like a job you hate, you've lost the reason you started doing it in the first place. We hunt trophies because we love games, not because we feel forced to complete every single list. And honestly, other trophy hunters will understand this. When someone sees a 5% completion rate on your profile, they usually know exactly what's happened. Sometimes the best move is just to simply move on to something better. Now, when I first started trophy hunting again, I made a big mistake. I would pick a game and refuse to play anything else until that platinum pop. That works fine if your platinum takes 3 to 4 hours, but if you're 20 hours deep into a 40-hour grind, burnout hits something different. Instead, mix things up. Play something else between sessions, maybe multiplayer games with friends, maybe a short indie title. Me personally, I do Marvel Rivals, Ark, and a little bit of Pokemon. Switching games every now and again then helps keep the grind fresh. And when you come back to the Platinum Hunt, you'll actually feel motivated to finish it. Quick bonus tip, if you try a game and decide it's not for you and you're still at 0%, you can actually delete it from your trophy list completely, which is great if you like to keep that profile looking a little bit cleaner. So if you're starting your trophy hunting journey in 2026, hopefully these tips make that first platinum journey a little easier. But I'm curious, what games are you planning to platinum this year? Let me know down in the comments. And if you have your own trophy hunting tips, drop them in the comments as well. Share them, as they might even appear in the next video. And until next time, I'll catch you at the next ping.